All right, welcome back to another episode of Just Some Podcast. Me, your host, Andre. Let's get into it. I want to talk about something that I recently experienced that I know some of you guys are going through, and it's a real topic: burnout. I recently burned the heck out, and there's this saying in today's social media climate, today's social media culture: work hard, 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 hard. Right? I've always been a believer in working smart, not hard, because working smart kind of is hard, meaning you have to develop a system to where you can actually work smart and not burn out. Now, everyone gets tired. That's not to say I'm above that. No one's above that. But literally pushing yourself to the brink of breakdown is no good. I did this once early in my journey when I was working in sales for a local how could I put it? I don't want to say the company name. I was selling construction safety programs. Damn good at it too. Really, really good at it. It was fun because I felt I was making an impact. I felt that I was doing something really good. And for me to sell something, I have to believe in it. I'm not just gonna go sell for the heck of it. I was doing that. I had two kids. I was dropping a kid off at school before work, and dropping my son off to be taken care of as well, and then driving all the way out to the other side of town to work for 8 hours, and then coming back, going to the gym, training, learning how to trade, trying to cook, clean, eat, all that stuff. Man, I pushed myself way too hard. I pushed myself to the brink of a mental breakdown. And I told myself I'd never do it again. Told myself, I remember that I'd never do it again. The problem when pushing myself to that point was I started to feel, and I've never really been an anxious person. What I started to feel was anxiety, like this unrealized fear that someone was out to get me. That oh no, I need to be safe. I need to run from this. I need to right. Like I'd be driving in my car and I'd be like, oh my God, the car next to me, the guy's gonna, right? You're like, he's gonna hit me. What if I get into an accident? I've never really have had a racing mind. And bear in mind, I had a pretty crazy childhood, like pretty crazy. I'll circle back to that. Um, so with that being said, how I came out of it was two things. One, getting some sleep, and two, talking to my dad. Because what that pushed to my breaking point was me ignoring myself, was me ignoring everything that I knew I should do. Rest, right? And really connecting to what's important to me, like my wife, my children. I was totally disconnected. And I felt like a shell. I felt like an empty shell, like my consciousness wasn't present. And it went on for a few weeks. So I had this talk with my dad. I told my dad didn't know a lot of the stuff I went through my childhood. I was told to keep it secret, not don't tell anyone. Only person who actually knew was my auntie and my grandmother. But anyway, so I called my dad and like I need to talk. And my dad is someone who I go to before anybody. I'm like, my dad is that guy. My dad's dope. So I'm telling him about all this stuff that went on and how I'm feeling. And he just reassured me and he told me to rest. So I tried a CBD pen, all that stuff, right? And the fix was temporary. It was just a band-aid on a bullet hole. Not good. So rested, took ashwagandha. My God, ashwagandha is an amazing herb. And within a few days, I was back. I was back to myself. And ironically, about a month later was when I made my trading breakthrough. So circling back to last week, because this was last week, I had pushed myself, right? Being a mentor, feeling like I had to push out not just content, but quality content for my guys and girls, because I was taking their success very personal. I internalized things personally because I literally want to see people succeed. And again, you've heard me talk about my personality type. I'm a 5-1, and we literally think we're Superman and we have to save the world. Excuse me. Anyone else who knows their personality profile can identify with that. So I'm pushing myself, I'm pushing myself, I'm pushing myself. And just that Friday, was it last Friday? Yeah, last Friday. It hit a wall. I smashed a wall. And that wall, I pushed through the wall Saturday, I pushed through the wall Sunday, and I pushed through the wall Monday. So that Monday, my body shut down. My legs didn't want to do anything. Whole body felt heavy. And I had also just had a theta healing session with my guide, my coach. Shout out to Megan, by the way. She's dope. You can follow her. I believe her Instagram is at the Conscious Village. If you follow me on Instagram, I follow her. She's amazing. And, I'm talking to her about my issues. And the problem was me. We did this visualization technique. And she told me to visualize that everyone who depended on me was outside of my house. And I go out there, open my door. Who's who? Sorry. I go out there, I open the door, and I go to shake a hand. Whose face is it? And I said, Megan, they're all my face. So the problem was never anything outside of myself. The problem was that I'm a mirror, right? I'm mirroring the internal. And at the same time, I'm taking on people's success. And we went through this really good technique of locking up my energy. Like I know how to literally lock my energy from people. That way I don't take people's success personally. And I typically am good about locking myself up before any Zoom meetings I do with my group. But it just didn't work out that time. I didn't do it. That coupled with, oh, I got to work out 6 days a week. I have to um, cook. I have to clean. And I do it out of love, right? I cook because I love my family, right? On top of being a trader, being a mentor, and having an 8-month-old baby and a 9 and an 11-year-old, it's all out of love, out of no other emotion but love. But I disconnected it. I started to see it as a chore. And the minute I started to see it as a chore, that's when it became a burden. And I'm typically really good at giving the burden away, but this time I didn't give the burden up. I carried it on my shoulders again. I feel like I have to save the world. I'm a 5-1. I have a Superman complex. See, I'm trying to point at the picture right there, right? So releasing that, easing the shoulders, releasing the tension is good. So it's fine to push yourself, but work's smart, right? And I know my personal energy type. I know my aura type. I can go, I can go, I can go, I can go, and I can work all day long. But it has to be stuff I love. I can literally operate off 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And they say, oh, get 8 to 12 hours of sleep. I don't need 8 hours. I get 8 hours, I'm dragging for the whole day. My day's messed up if I get 8 hours of sleep. I just literally need to recharge my energy. And I'm back. I'm good to go. So work smart. Now, here's what I mean. Just get your tasks done, right? Literally just get your tasks done and move on. And every single day, and again, I know that trading is difficult because the goal is not to really master markets, it's also to master markets and self, because you can literally control the self. And if you're not controlling the self, then you go into the not self. And that's what I went into. I went into the not self, and it burns you out when you're operating in the not self. A couple of the guys in the group who I've talked to about this know exactly what I mean. When you're operating out of the not self, you're a train wreck. You're literally a train wreck. Part of it is going to be seriously self-understanding, self-knowledge, knowledge of self, and operating in alignment with who you are, with operating in alignment with your energy. Again, I know this is supposed to be a quote unquote trading podcast, but it's about the highest elevation of the self, right? I don't care if it's trading. I don't care if it's anything you're doing. If it's your 9 to 5, you can love your 9 to 5 and trade. I have people in the group that can trade full time, but they love their 9 to 5 so much. Why let it go? Last episode, my guy Eric, who wouldn't let me pay for his food, I'm never gonna let him. I'm never gonna let that go. Next time we go eat, Eric, I'm definitely going to just like slide that card and be like, nah, fam, he can't pay. But anyway, um, the theme of what I'm attempting to say is self-understanding is key. Full-time trading may not be for you, right? It's for me because I'm a control freak. I want to control my life. Being tied to a 9 to 5 is depressing for me. And it's not for everyone, but for me, I need to have complete control over my life, my circumstances. And I understand that there are circumstances of my life that I'm not going to be able to control. I fully get it. However, everything that I can control, I'm going to. And that was another lesson from my dad. I remember this day. He came out to California to visit me, and he noticed that I was in a very, for lack of better words, neurotic state. And we just walk, right? We walk and talk. And my dad's really good at reading me. He that guy. We are literally walking under an overpass. And I really remember the exact statement. He looks at me and he goes, son, control the controllables. You can't control much. And I realized, oh man, I think I was 12. I had to have been 12 because I was going into my freshman year of high school. It was right when I graduated 8th grade. And it's like, oh, that's so profound, right? Control the controllables. And I realized that there's not much that's in my control. I can only control me and how I respond. And then that's another key too, how I respond. My own personal, my aura type is, my energy type is responding, right? I respond to things and circumstances, right? And I can initiate from that, right? And again, that's just me attempting to move in alignment with my highest elevation of self. So control the controllables. And there's a guy on the Instagram by the name of the EMF CEO, Andy Frisella. He talks about the powerless. I don't connect with the powerless, but it's genius, right? 3 to 5 tasks that you have to do that are non-negotiables, and you get them done no matter what, right? There is this mantra, not necessarily a mantra, but the saying going around Instagram that I don't sleep until I get the job done, right? That's stupid. It's really, really stupid because your life energy is precious. You need rest to recover it. Get 3 to 5 tasks done per day and rest, recover, do something for you. Like for me, I need, um, I need meditation, one, and also I need sunlight, right? I'll go sit out in the sun, take some deep breaths, inhale that stuff in, and feel really, really good about myself. Like it's a cloudy day. The weather doesn't have an effect on my personal mood, but it does for some. But go outside, step on the grass, and just kind of recharge myself, right? Keep all tech in the house, right? Where it belongs, and really recharge. But burnout, what the burnout taught me was I'm responsible to myself. I am literally responsible to and for myself. And when I start operating in what is not me, the not self, is when I start to burn out. And part of that too is going to be you figuring out who you are and how you move and how you best operate through life. And you can actually connect it to trading, business, whatever the case may be. Because we've all heard stories of people who have, I don't know, work 3 hours a week and actually make more money than 1% of the population. It's a real thing. That person's probably just operating in what is true for him, for her. That's fine. Um, that sounds good to me. As what am I what are my self-care methods? Meditation, movement, watching sports, martial arts. It's my thing, right? Um, and when I'm not doing any of those things, I'm in my not self, which takes me away from alignment. And then I start to burn out and deplete my energy. And pushing through, yeah, it could be good, but you push through with intelligence. You're get out of the mind. The mind doesn't really serve us well. Listen to your body. These aren't just meat suits. These things are freaking intelligent, right? Your body has its own intelligence network that you can literally tap into and know what's wrong with you, right? I'm very in tune with myself. I didn't listen. My body shut down. My legs didn't want to work. And again, was talking with Megan. The other aspect of that is my foundation was shaky because I wasn't moving in my foundation. I'm moving in the not self. So I shook my own foundation. I also shook some core beliefs, but that was needed, right? And I'll tell you, I come out of that burnout a better version of me. Voice is raspy. I had coffee. I came out of that a way better me. I'm actually gonna have a sip right now. I came out of that a better version of self. And I'm going to keep pushing for a better version of self because that's all there is. It's not just about trading. Elevating your life and those around your life is really what this is about. Trauma, right? Don't even let the things that you go through define you, their lessons. And some traumatic experiences are worse than others, but don't let it define you. Don't internalize. Tell your story. As a child, I've seen some stuff no kid should ever have to see. Been in situations some kids before the age of 6 should never ever have to be in. But I remember the choice I made. I literally remember sitting there thinking, I will never be like this person. I will never be like that person. I'm going to be the opposite. And that sparked this knowing that the masses are typically going to be wrong. If they're going left, I have to go right. If they're going right, I have to go left. That very thought about around the age of 6 is what got me here. And it's what's pushing me forward. Going left when people are going right when people are going left. Right. Even the whole 2020, the lockdowns, go right when people go left. And it's unfortunate the situation with that whole 2020. But again, I'm not following the crowd. The herd gets slaughtered. I'm not part of the herd. Again, I'm after the highest elevation of self. And that means I have to go off of my internal compass, no others. So I guess this will be like a multifaceted episode. Because I do want to keep talking. It's one of the things. So trauma, don't let it define you. It's not who you are, it's what you experienced. And you're either going to take it a good way or a bad way. Now, I don't know how much of this I should be saying, but who cares, right? If it helps you, it helps you. I've literally almost been killed and kidnapped. It's freaking crazy. And shout out to my grandfather, man, my great granddad AJ, man, that guy saved my life. He literally stopped a kidnapper from taking me. And being me willy nilly, I just like, oh, he said he knows my mom. Let's roll, right? Total. I can laugh at it because it makes me who I am today. And without my great granddad, I don't know if I have a podcast today, right? I'm probably leading people around from the heavens, right? Um, but I thank God for my great granddad, right? While he was here, I got to spend a lot of time with him. He's such a good dude. And that's where also too, because again, I could take that situation in my adult years when you're an overthinker and say, "What was me?" Well, no, I made it. I made it. Right? I'm a fighter, and I remember the situation so vividly. Literally being choked at 6 years old. I'm like, damn, this is it for me, right? But something clicks. I learned right there I'm a fighter. I'm not giving up. At 6 years old, I escaped the clutches of a grown person who had full intentions on murdering me. Fully escaped it. And again, I could play the woe is me, but what's the point? I'm a fighter. I made it out. Like, dude, I am way more powerful than what I think I am. I'm not some scrawny little kid. I'm actually powerful, right? So I never internalize it in a bad way. I looked at it as, oh, I'm resourceful. I can do things. I'm witty. I'm cunning. I love it. I love myself. And I think, again, I'm getting hyped right now. I really, truly love myself. I can make that, excuse me, I can make that situation a sad one, or I can say, okay, what did I learn from this? Again, I learned I'm a fighter. I'm tough. I'm not going to stop when my back's against the wall. Fight or flight, I'm fighting. All right. That's who I am. That's who I always have been. And literally, my auntie is literally my angel. Pulled me out of a closet at 6, right? Maybe 5, and just took me, right? And again, I can say, what was me? I'm a poor little kid trapped in the closet. R. Kelly. Gotta hate R. Kelly and his music now. Um, or I could be grateful for that moment, for my auntie extending her hand to me and literally saving me, right? There's no need for me to play the blame game because she took me out of that environment, took me to my cousins, and I can be a kid again, right? I can escape the madness that was that place and I can go be a kid. It's the point. I tell my kids, be kids, right? Don't let your traumas define you in a negative way. Grow from them, learn from them, and seek healing, right? Seek healing. And I can tie this back to trading. I could have said in my down days, oh, woe is me. I had all this bad stuff happen in my life. And now I can't trade because of all my stuff. Market doesn't care. You start a business, you have employees. Oh, I had such a rough life and blah, blah, blah. Your employees don't care. They're here to get a check. They're here for what you can do for them, right? Help them pay their bills. So again, or you can, again, I'm not saying wear your trauma as a badge of honor, right? Not the point. The point is, I guess we can get very cliche, is go from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Literally, go from a caterpillar to a butterfly. That's the point, right? All these metaphors that we see in real life that we can apply to life, they're cliches for a reason. And learn to love yourself, literally. I remember being a kid and growing out of my shyness. I forced myself out of my shyness because, again, granted, I took everything and formed a positive. It pushed me into a cocoon. And I knew that wasn't who I am. I would look in the mirror, say, I'm one handsome MFer, literally, like 10, 12, all the way up to even now. I look in the mirror sometimes and again, you don't got to agree with it. I don't care. It's me. Like, dude, you are one handsome SOB. And it changes the state, it changes the mood. Look good, feel good, do good, right? So, again, it's all about what makes you feel good. One of the things that makes me tick is freedom, absolute freedom of time, absolute freedom of choice that I've achieved. I haven't hit my stretch goal number. I've hit all my short-term numbers, but my long-term number is probably going to be when I like just I just run a podcast, and I'll never tell anyone my long-term number. Just know that if I'm dropping episodes every day, I've hit it. And that's the cool thing about anything that you choose to do. Pour yourself into it. Love it. Because I can say, oh, trading wears me out, mentoring wears me out. No, I love it. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people, and I love helping and guiding. Can I use my personality to my advantage? It's not to my detriment. And that's what lights me up. That's what fills me up. Meeting people all over the globe is is a blessing. So I don't know how much more I literally have to say, but again, push for the highest elevation of yourself. And again, this goes beyond trading. This goes beyond what you do for work. Don't let it define you. The whole name, just some trader, is because I am more than just a trader. I'm more than just a husband, more than just a dad, more than just someone's son, someone's uncle, someone's niece. I'm not no one's niece. What the heck? It's too early for this crap. I'm more than I'm more than the titles, right? I'm Andre. It's all encompassing, but I decide who Andre is, right? I'm and trading is just one part of my life. Hence, just some trader. I'm just a cool guy who sits behind a computer and trades. I think I'm cool. I don't care if anyone else does it, right? Again, that's the highest elevation of the self with no ego attached to it at all. And take the information for what it is. Use it to your benefit. If you're in a dark hole, find something, some way, talk to someone, pull yourself out of it. Because again, it's life. Like you climb your own ladder or you dig your own hole. Literally, you climb your own ladder or you dig your own hole. Climb the ladder. Climb the ladder. It's metaphorical, but climb it. I think I've talked long enough. It's a pleasure to do this. I love it, and I appreciate everyone who listens. Again, thank you from literally the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate being able to do this. I never thought I'd start a podcast and talk, but I'm doing it and people like it. I like doing it. Now I know I would do it if no one listened because it's cool. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Cheers.